What's up, people? We are back on MTGO for a new draft. Today I'm drafting Vintage Cube, which again is one of my favorite set of all time to draft. The pack is not so strong, but there's a Force of Will which is already very good in Legacy Cube, and I think it's even much better in Vintage Cube just because there's a lot of broken things that can happen early on, and having that around to protect you is just very good. I don't think it's a first pick in all booster. It's far from being that good, but here I think it's just the best card. Sword is a sweet removal, but I think it's just worse than Force of Will. Tezzeret is a nice build around, same with Workshop. I guess Kozilek could be a first pick if you really want to go deep into the Sneak Attack, Eureka, or Show and Tell plan, but Force of Will seems pretty safe and pretty efficient. Phyrexian Metamorph, as I think I mentioned in the last draft I uploaded, is also a very good card. I think just because, again, people tend to have or to try to put onto the battlefield some very huge and threatening creature pretty early on with cards like Tinker and stuff like that, and Metamorph just often gives you an answer just by copying the creature. It's the same if they try to natural order. I guess if they natural order a Crater Hoof Behemoth and just kills you, it doesn't help, but if they get something like Terastodon or anything, you can just copy it and probably just be in a pretty decent spot. It is also a blue card that I can pitch for to Force of Will, and I can play that in any deck. Even if blue ends up not being open, I can still play that in any deck. And I think Pilgrim is pretty decent for the green deck, but other than that, there's not much else. And either way, I think Metamorph is just by far the best card here. It's just very good, and again goes pretty well with Force of Will. Okay, Opposition is pretty sick card. I would call it the best card in the Legacy Cube. I think in Vintage Cube things are a bit faster and there are some more powerful things, but still very good here. I might just pick that. I mean, given the card I already picked, it looks like more of a control deck maybe, but... And I do like Preordain a lot. I think third pick Opposition is just very good though. And I will probably try to pick another color like green or white to get some tokens or some small creatures. Yeah, I mean, Opposition is just the best card of the pack either way. Do like Preordain a lot, but don't see any reason not to pick that. Interesting. I think I should pick Monastery Mentor. It's just too good with Opposition. It's a very good card in general. Gideon Jura is a nice one too. Path to Exile is pretty good. White could be open. I mean, those three cards are I think pretty decent. Better in Legacy Cube again because more people are playing some mid-range deck. Battle Fear is very good with Opposition, but I think, you know, Mentor is just better. The advantage of the Battle Fear is that I can play it no matter what. It's also an artifact, so I could be... Well, most of the time the artifact deck will not play thousands of creatures, which is not the best for Opposition though. Should probably just pick the Mentor. I mean, Mentor Opposition is just very sweet one. Yeah, and if I could wheel either Gideon or Pass, that'd be pretty good. Alright. Well, best card here I think is most likely Karn. Stoneforge Mystic is a very nice one for a blue-white tempo-y Opposition deck. Reflector Mage is pretty nice too, but is probably wheeling, I would say. Everflowing Chalice is fine. I don't know, it's kinda close. Hadn't I picked Opposition, I think I would have picked Gideon over Monastery Mentor or Path to Exile, and here I would pick Karn and I would just build a blue-white control deck. Now that I have the Opposition, I think Mystic is actually pretty appealing as a cheap creature that also gives you a decent amount of value. Karn is very sweet though, but I think Mystic is gonna be better right here. Alright, well, Hangback Walker is a decent one for Opposition, I guess. Best card of the pack is clearly the Tree Speaker, I think. It's just... Yeah, it's just much better than everything else. I guess Lightning Bolt is very good too, but less explosive. Unexpectedly absent is fine. Yeah, I think I like the Walker though. I mean, I picked this opposition, so I might as well build my deck around it now, and Walker is pretty decent with opposition. Okay, so there is a sword that I could fetch with Mystic. I need at least one equipment. I'd rather get something stronger, like maybe a GT or a Batterskull, or the blue-red sword. I think is much better than the green-black one. Still pretty good though. And if I end up not getting any equipment, it's gonna be annoying, and it's gonna make the Mystic just very bad. Crusader is fine, but I guess Sword kind of does the same thing, since they are both pro black and green, and I have a Mystic, so I think Sword is just more appealing. Mana Tax could be a decent option, but I think Sword is fine. And at least I have one equipment. Hopefully I can get some more, and some better equipment, but you know, it's not a bad one to main deck. It's just not my favorite. Pestamite is fine, though unexciting. Winter Orb is strong, but doesn't really go super well with what I have. Knight of the White Orchid is... It's a fine card. It has never really been my favorite, though. I think I'm just gonna pick Pestamite in case, you know, I get another piece of the combo, like Kiki-Jiki or Splinter Twin pretty quickly, and then I could also be blue-red token with you know, a combo. We'll see. I don't think I mismatched from the last pack. Sword of War and Peace I think is the weakest sword. I probably don't want to play 2 in the main deck even with the Stoneforge, so it could be good for the side, but I think Brimaz is just much better. Brimaz is just very good with opposition. It's pretty much... It's a soft lock, so it's very good. We are probably into white now, but... Well, I could also play Pestamite. It's not my favorite if I don't have the combo, but it's a creature for opposition. It's also kinda good with opposition, since it taps some more stuff, but it's not too appealing. Probably picking the Pilgrim here, just because I think it's the strongest card and the card I'm the more likely to play. I could be bent opposition if I get enough fixing. It's not very likely, but it could happen. And Angel of Serenity I think is very bad, and everything else is pretty mediocre. Well, if I get some more cheap artifact and a Tinker, I could use Inkwell Leviathan. That's not super likely, but I have a Metamorph, a Walker, so you never know. Mishra Factory is kinda decent though. You can turn it into a Richardson Port if you have opposition, basically. I think Leviathan could be good though. I mean, Tinker is just a very nice card, and there are two more packs to try getting artifact if I get a Tinker, so it could be something. I don't think I care about match here. Beast Within is an instant speed way to deal with opposition though, so I think I should get rid of that. Silverheart seems like the more threatening card. I might splash some red, and if I do, I'd rather splash for Ral Zarek than Lightning Helix, which is fine but not that great. Note that neither Sword to Plowshare or Pass to Exile wield, so there is certainly at least one other white player, and we might need to pick some removal fairly highly because we will not get any of these two, which are, you know, the 2 best removal we could get in white, or pretty close to that. Celestial Colonnade is a good one. It's not something I'm super happy to first pick, but given what I have, it just seems fairly good. Gush and Spell Pierce are probably fine, though unexciting. Same with Kitchen Finks and Legionnaire. Probably wheeling something. I think Finks could be a nice wheel for against aggressive deck. Gush is decent. Spell Pierce is the one I do like against combo and control deck, especially when I have a kind of an aggressive tempo deck. It's also very good with Mentor, I think. Banisher Priest is another card I like a lot. Wood for the Primus is very sweet. And yeah, I think 2 best cards here are Thoughtseize and, you know, Demonic Tutor, just very good. But Colonnade is, yeah, again, not something I'm super happy to first pick, but it's fine. Emeria Angel is good with opposition. It's not really something I want to second pick though. Spike is again pretty unexciting. Bitter Blossom is sweet with opposition. I don't think I should go black for that though. Probably just gonna pick Frost Titan, which is a very good 6-drop. You know, I can pitch that to Force of Will too, which is relevant. I need a decent amount of blue spells. Um, yeah, that pack is pretty exciting, but I don't think it's not like someone is getting something crazy. I mean, there's nothing too good for no one here. I think the pack is just it would be fine for Legacy Cube. Is kind of underwhelming for Legacy Cube though. Vintage Cube. Okay, so there is a GT, which I think I should pick. Just the best equipment you can get, pretty much. Guys, be a sweet one. Actually, it might not wheel, because now that I think about it, the Reflector Mage did not wheel, so there might be another blue-white player around the table. Probably a more control-y player. I don't know, it's kind of annoying though, because it's gonna be harder to get fixing. This is probably not wheeling. So yeah, kind of annoying. I think I should still pick GT since I have the Mystic. Natural Order is good. Eugene is pretty good. Not really in this kind of deck though. I think I should just pick Cloudskate. It's a creature for opposition, blue cards for Force of Will. Pretty good tempo card, good play on turn 2, decent on turn 5. That pack is much stronger than the last one. There is Natural Order, Gaia's Cradle, Eugene. Chandra has been pretty good for me in Vintage Cube so far. I've played her a few times. She was really as good as you would expect her to be. Sometimes some cards are really good in like limited or constricted or standard, and then you put them in the cube and they are just kind of underwhelming. I don't think it's the case with Chandra. She's just very nice, very good. Kind of similar to the 6 mana Elf pass. Flicker Wisp is a creature. Not the best combo with Walker. It's kind of decent with Mystic and Cloudskate and Metamorph though, and Frost Titan. Yeah, I could probably use that. Temple of Epiphany. Yeah, it could give me red. Don't really need that too much though. Green Sandine is probably one of the best cards here with Yawgmoth's Will. Okay, even though I will play a decent amount of creature, I really like having one Wrath effect in my deck, especially an uncounterable one, just to be able to, deal with stuff. Obviously, not the it's not the best combo with playing a bunch of creature and opposition. It's just nice to have one in the deck, or at least in the sideboard. Trinket Mage can fetch Walker, and I could get a Mox or some stuff like that, so it might be an option. It might be willing to. I think I'm gonna pick the Verdict. I want at least one Wrath effect, maybe not in the main, but at least in the sideboard. And yeah, I can leave without a Trinket Mage. I think not having a Wrath effect could be problematic though. Prelate Findorn Elves. There's just not much for me. I could pick Shambling Vent. Not really have any reason to play black though. Spear of Heliod is just not really good, I think. You really have to be like Winnie White or Token to make that decent. And even in the deck where it's gonna be decent, it's not gonna be that great. I don't have a lot of fixing, so I think going bent is gonna be hard. I'm still gonna pick Findorn Elves. I think it's still the card I'm the more likely to play. Ooh, another elf. I think I should just pick Banishing Light though. I don't have any removal, and that's a very good way to deal with anything I would need to deal with. Meloku could be sweet with opposition. I think this is more important though. Again, not a huge fan of the Banisher Priest. I'm just gonna pick things. Might main deck it. It's main deckable or not. We'll see. Worst case scenario, it's gonna be very good for the sideboard. Okay, Emery Angel is fine. 4-drop alongside opposition. If I could get some fetches, that'd be better, but... okay, so the Geist did not wheel as I anticipated. If Reflector Mage does not wheel, Geist is not likely to wheel. So there is, I'm pretty sure there is another blue-white player, which is again pretty annoying, but not a whole lot I can do about that. I still think my deck is looking pretty solid. Student of Warfare. Not a huge fan of... I think I'm gonna pick Baneslayer for the side. Just because, not a huge fan of Winnie White, beatdown creature in this kind of deck. Could be decent, not my favorite. Probably don't need Timely Reinforcement since I took Baneslayer and Kitchen Things. Probably gonna pick Savannah on the off chance that I actually end up playing Band. Ooh, Disenchant is a very nice one for the side. and it's actually pretty good against me. It's an instant speed response to my opposition, my Metamorph, my Walk. Not really the Walker, you don't really want to disenchant that, but the GT, potentially the Sword of Fist and Famine if I bring that in, so pretty nice. Seeing Searing Blaze going that late probably means that I will not need the things and the Baneslayer Angel, but you never know. So at this point what I'm looking at is a bit more removal and some blue spells. I mean non-creature spells. There's a Batterskull and Mox Jet. There's a lot of things I would want here. I think it's a bit too late for the Tinker plan, even though I have a few cheap artifacts and Inkwell. Tamio would be pretty sweet. Could see myself splashing for Dromoka. Council Judgment is very good removal. Mox is very good. It's off color though, which kind of limits its power. I think I should just pick Batterskull. I think the Mystic with Batterskull and GT is just perfect. It's also a creature for opposition. I don't have that many 5-drop. Would love to have another kind of Banishing Light, Council Judgment, or Oblivion Ring effect in my deck, but I think the Batterskull is just looking too good here. Such a great combo with Mystic. I mean, it's not really a combo, it's just how the card works. Blue doesn't seem open. Actually, what I might end up doing is be green-white, splashing for opposition. Don't really want to splash for double blue card, but there is a Noble Hierarch. There's nothing else. I mean, Relic Warder is fine, but I think I will maybe play green actually. I have a decent amount of double white, double blue, and I want a lot of green because, you know, of my early plays, so it's kinda problematic, but hopefully we can get there. Okay, so two very good Planeswalker with opposition. Gideon and Elspeth are very good. I think I'm just gonna pick Gideon. I think it's slightly better. Elspeth is just pretty much the lock with opposition though. Costs a bit more of mana, but is very efficient. I think Gideon is slightly more... is gonna be slightly better just because it costs less mana. Okay, Restoration Angel. Probably don't... I mean, Parallax Wave is fine, but I probably don't need that. Angel is... I don't really have any combo with it. I mean, it's kind of cool with Stormforge Mystic, pretty bad with Walker, decent with Metamorph, decent with Cloudskate. I think I'm just gonna pick Fixing. Even if I don't end up playing Bent, just having a very solid mana base I think is pretty important. Resto Angel is sweet though. It's kinda close. I think it's not gonna be that much. It's certainly better than Emery Angel, even if I'm playing opposition, because this is not gonna produce a lot of tokens, but it's not gonna be that much better than this Angel, which I might already not play because I have a decent amount of 4-drops. I think Fixing is just pretty important at this point. Since I don't have a lot of 2-drops and I have a decent amount of good 4, I could see myself playing Izzet Signet just for the mana. Treasure Cries could be decent. Piercing Needle is not bad for the side. Doesn't seem like it seems like no one is playing the red burn deck. Looking at my curve, I think the Signet could be kinda good. Ooh, Dak Faden is a very good reason to splash for red. It's just very good. I think I want Mana Leak though. What is happening here? Okay. It's another blue card for Force of Will. It's a cheap counterspell. It's really nice to have those cheap counterspell in this kind of tempo deck. And even though I have the Signet, I think splashing for Dak Faden is not gonna be that easy. Yeah. And I think I'm moving away from the idea of playing green. Ooh, Control Magic, that's amazing. That card is just very, very good. Azure Signet be a very nice one to have, but I cannot really pass that. It's just too good. Also, I don't have a lot of removals, so this is really nice. Not a huge fan of Exalted Angel. And again, I have already a decent amount of sideboard against aggressive burn deck. Could pick the Arid Mesa. It's good with the Emeria Angel, which I'm probably playing actually. Yeah, I don't. And well, it helps me splash for red, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Or for green if I play the Savannah. I don't think I will play either green or red though. So it's most likely it's mostly for the Emeria Angel. The Wingmare doesn't seem that great. It's gonna be decent in some matchup, but here it's not looking amazing. I have quite a lot of non-creature spells. Smokestack is most of the time pretty good with opposition, because it's good with both are good with cheap creature and token. I don't think I really want that here though. Probably gonna pick the Wingmare, but I'm not super thrilled about playing that. I do have a decent amount of double white spells. I don't think Nykthos is very good though, and I think I should focus on making my mana base good. Electrolyze, I guess there's a small chance I play that. I don't think my deck can beat Trun, so I should probably just counter draft that. Ooh, Parallax Wave is nice. Wasteland, kinda close. The issue right now is that I'm lacking playables actually. I mean, Finks and Baneslayer are playable, but not something I'm super happy to main deck. Same with the Nightmare and I guess the Sword. I'm gonna pick Wasteland. I think I can afford to play that. And sometimes it's just gonna win you some games. I can also leave it in the sideboard. Okay, well with that I really have a good amount of answer to the burn deck, which I think no one plays, so there is that. Quicken just cycles. Well, apparently I picked the Leyline. Pestermite is playable. I think I like it more than the Wingmare, which is... I think it's gonna hurt me more than help me actually. I don't have a lot of 5-drops, so actually Baneslayer is fine. Also Pestermite is blue for Force of Will, which I think is rather important. I don't have that many blue cards. Okay. Yeah, this is 22, so I kinda need one more card. I don't have a lot of creatures, so actually the Sword of Feast and Famine is not even that appealing. Yeah, I'm kinda short here. I mean, this is a good curve. I have 2 counterspell, 1 bounce, some ways to tap creatures, Banishing Light, a Supreme... I think I have enough... I will have enough control over the board. I could use a bit more removal, like a Sword to Plowshare or a Path to Exile would have been really good. Unfortunately, I did not get any. I think I will not play Wasteland main deck. It's a very good sideboard option, but I think it could hurt me more than help me. I think Mesa is just better than Plains just because of the Angel. I could play the Wingmare as my last card. I do have a decent amount of non-creature spell though. Well, everyone is gonna be having a decent amount of non-creature spells. It's probably not gonna hurt me more than my opponent, and sometimes it's gonna hurt my opponent way more than me. Yeah, probably not the best deck for that card, but I think it's fine though. I don't think I want to splash any of the 2 red cards just off. Well, Arid Mesa and it's at Signet. I think it's a bit light. Like if I had a mountain that three red sources, and none of these 2 spells are like that appealing. I think you can main deck Disenchant actually in Vintage Cube though. But having a creature is slightly better for the opposition. So yeah, I think it's gonna be the deck. I think I need a bit more plains, but I have an Arid Mesa. So here it's gonna be. It would be 10 white sources and 8 blue. I certainly cannot go under 8 blue. Do I want to make it 9/9 though? That's the question. I have more double white. Yeah, I have more double white, and my double white comes pretty early. So yeah, I think it's still gonna be 9/8. I mean 10/8. Overall, I don't think we should. Oh, there's a forest. So actually, yeah, okay, it's gonna be actually 10/9, and that's actually pretty good. Yeah, 10-9 is pretty solid mana base. Okay, well, there's a good curve. Again, this is enough way to deal with stuff on the board. Mentor is not gonna shine. I mean, it's fine. Certain creature, it means 10 non-creature spell. It's fine. Mentor is also so good with Force of Will in the back. If you can assemble Mentor, Force of Will, and a blue card, it's just very, very, very good. And yeah, the Mystic with the 2 best equipment possible. Yeah, the deck is looking pretty interesting. Definitely more funny than, you know, just a random blue-white control deck. Alright, yeah, I think I like that. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the draft. If you did, feel free to leave a like. You can also subscribe to my channel. And I see you in a few minutes for round 1.